Noooooooodie Girl. Murphy's Law of Inappropriate Behavior states that if you make a habit of taking your clothes off in public, eventually everyone in your family, including members so distant they share less DNA with you than a chimpanzee does with a cuttlefish, will somehow stumble upon documentation of what you're up to. My grandmother is a very smart woman, and I'd been dodging the question of what I did for a living for at least 3 professionally naked years. I really had been meaning to tell her about my job before she found out from the television or a newspaper, but I thought I'd do it when I was ready. Ready, consistently being defined as any time except for right now. So I was completely unprepared when she called and said, "Your mother says that you're sort of like a model." I don't know what that means. Because if you were a model, she would just say you're a model, and you're a bit short for that anyway, no offense, dear. What do you do with your days? I wished I'd discussed this inevitability with my mom, or had some legitimate reason to get off the phone. My usually dodgy cell service was clear as a bell. I worried. What if I failed at easing her into the whole idea of my career in pornography and she had a heart attack, leaving me accidentally guilty of grand matricide? What if she decided to just cut me out of her life? More pressing, how was I supposed to explain what a modern pornographic actress was to a woman who doesn't know how to work a cell phone and still had typesetting tools laying around from her days in advertising? Well, do you remember Betty Page and pinup? What I do is kind of like pinup, but more explicit. Like with no clothes on. Oh, so you're a nudie girl. I swear to God, that's exactly how she talks. Either I was hallucinating or that statement had been delivered in a positive tone. Yes, ma'am, but pop culture is a bit more edgy now than things were in the 50s, so I have actual sex with people and it goes on video or DVD. In the moving pictures. Do you enjoy it? I have fun, it's always interesting. I only do the things that I want to do with people that I want to do them with. It's good. Well then, that's all very nice, and I'm glad to hear you're doing something you like. Since the conversation was going so well, I figured we might as well get everything over with all at once. There's something else I should probably tell you while we're on the subject. Oh! In addition to being smart, my grandmother is an incredibly expressive woman. You know that May Hobbigan's Law thing about how communication is 93% nonverbal? In my grandma's case, 99% of communication is pure vocal inflection. There's something in the way she draws out the vowels. They become a whole adventure. This particular O had started out some distance into curiosity land, passed over the gosh, what else could top the last thing mountains, and settled on the patiently waiting to hear more planes. I'm using your name as my stage name. Well, I'm using the Americanized diminutive. The point is I'm using part of your name as my stage name. Vera. That's not very sexy. No, ma'am. I mean, I think Vera could actually be quite marketable with the current neo-burlesque scene, but I'm using Stoya. Oh? Oh. The first O was surprised, and the second O sounded less than enthused. In my head, I stared into the largest imaginable pit of uh-oh I wondered if she could hear my heart pounding over the phone. My left hand frantically picked at the stitches on the hem of my shirt. I became concerned that I might be the one to have the heart attack and I wasn't going to die without one last cigarette. I lit up, inhaled, and exhaled. Inhaled and exhaled again. Finally, I couldn't take the extended silence any longer. Grandma? I was just thinking, I hope none of the men at the nursing home get us confused. And try to put my feet behind my head. Because I don't bend that way anymore.